In the summer of 1184, the most powerful nobles in the Holy Roman Empire gathered in a church in Germany. There were princes, counts, and bishops, all wearing their finest silk tunics and heavy gold chains. They came to solve a political dispute. Instead, 60 of them ended up drowning in a basement filled with human waste. It remains the only time in history where a government literally collapsed into a toilet. To understand this disaster, you have to understand the ego involved. Two powerful men, Louis III, the Landgrave of Thuringia, and Conrad, the Archbishop of Mainz, were fighting over land. The feud got so bad that the King of Germany himself, Henry VI, had to travel to the city of Erfurt to act as a babysitter. He called for a diet, a massive formal assembly, to force them to shake hands. The meeting was held at the Church of St. Peter. The king chose the second floor of the provost's building. The problem was popularity. Everyone wanted to be seen with the king. Dozens of heavy, well-fed aristocrats crammed into the room. Many were wearing heavy chainmail under their clothes to look tough. They packed the room shoulder to shoulder, ignoring the fact that the floor was made of centuries-old rotting wood. As the meeting began, the king sat in a stone alcove near the window, separate from the crowd. Suddenly, there was a sound loud enough to silence the room, a crack like a gunshot. The main support beam beneath their feet snapped. Gravity took over. The floor didn't just sag, it disintegrated. The entire assembly of nobles fell straight down. But the horror didn't stop there. The force of the impact was so great that they crashed right through the first floor, too. They kept falling until they hit the basement. In a modern building, a basement is for storage. In a medieval monastery, the basement was the cesspit. It was a massive, open tank that had collected the sewage from the monks' latrines for years. It was deep, dark, and liquid. The most powerful men in Germany plunged into a deep pool of filth. Many died from the fall itself, crushed by falling beams and stone. The rest were weighed down by their heavy chainmail and expensive velvet clothes. They tried to swim, but you can't swim in sludge. They suffocated in the muck. Counts, barons, obsessionally proud men, gone in an instant. King Henry survived only by a miracle of architecture. He was sitting on that stone window seat, which was built into the outer wall. So while the floor vanished, he was left clinging to the iron window bars, legs dangling over the abyss. He had to watch his entire court vanish into the darkness below, helpless to stop it. Servants eventually rescued the king with ladders. He was reportedly so traumatized that he left the city immediately. The dispute they came to settle was never resolved, but the event served as a grim reminder for the ruling class. You can be rich, you can be powerful, and you can be chosen by God. But if you ignore the weight limit, you will end up in the sewer just like everyone else.